Oh.
Right. Hey guys, I'm Alana from Win-Win.
Hi, I'm Jess from Win-Win.
Hi, I'm Lizzie from Win-Win.
And welcome to today's Insights. So it is the 25th of July, 2022. And as usual, we are going to be answering all of your questions. So thanks to everyone last week who sent in questions. Got some really, really good ones. And let's kick it off with cover letters. Do I need a cover letter or not? Who wants to take it?
Depends on. I think it just depends on what role you're going for, and whether they are actually specify to send it. So it's at the end of the day, I think yes, it is good to have a cover letter because it goes into more detail about your personality and your goals and yeah, just more detail. I don't know. What do you reckon, guys?
Yes.
I think so. It's important to have a cover letter. I think if we get a resume come across the desk, the first thing I do is read the cover letter, and if it's shit, then you're like, you need to look that condensed to the one page and just give an overview of everything, your qualifications, what you're looking for, what you've done, your experience. It's just that brief overview of everything. And then if they are interested, then they can read your resume and kind of go into more detail. But I definitely think it's important.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And in the past, I didn't send off cover letters. And I believe especially it's important if you're going for a traineeship to have that cover letter absolutely sell the crap out of your skills and stuff. That's basically the introduction to the recruiter wanting to actually look at your resume. So if your cover letter is non-existent or is just crap, then there's a very low chance that anyone will go, all right, cool, let's go through and have a look at this person's experience. And the way that we do cover letters is very different. Would you guys agree? We've got the two different styles in which we do them, and some of them you tailor it to how, let's say if there's a traineeship, you tailor that resume way different to if you've got let's say an experienced operator who's basically going to get the job with irrespective. So would you think that it's important to go over the two different resume styles?
Yeah, I think so. If you're going for a more technical job or you are, more qualified and you have experience, you need to list that specific experience that's specific to the job, because you've already done it. You want them to see straight up that you can do everything. Whereas if you're going for a traineeship, you're more trying to sell yourself and kind of tie your relevant skills into the job skills to try and make yourself the best candidate for the job with no experience.
Definitely. You got to close that gap when you're a trainee, because let's face it, you don't have that experience yet. So, but there's always ways in which you can find cross-reference what you've been doing and your experience to actually close that gap to allow that recruiter to think and view you as the best candidate. So yeah, thank you for answering that, guys. All right, let's talk about this one. This comes up a lot. Police certificates. Will my police certificate affect my ability to get a FIFO job? Jess, I know you got some good stuff on this one.
I think it depends on the role you're going for, and I think it depends on your qualifications and your experience. We've had tradies that have come out of jail and got a job straight away. Then, we've had other people that, might be going for an off-siting role or something else where they do more thorough checks. Or if you're going to a gold mine, you have to pass a gold clearance and you may not if you have quite a heavy criminal record. I think with small things that you haven't done time for, depending on what they are, like drugs, a lot of people that we talk to have I've got past offences for drugs or driving offences, or some kind of if things that are in the past. I don't think it will affect you, but it really does come down to the individual and what job you're applying for. If you're an engineer or something and you're applying for an engineering role, then or a boilie or a fitter or something like that, you'll probably be fine. But it really does depend, come down to the individual and the job that they're applying for. But generally speaking, I don't think so. I think generally most places now are pretty open to people that do have a past, as long as it is in the past and they're kind of doing the right thing now. We haven't up as an issue for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. Lizzie, anything to
No,
add?
definitely not. well, just speaking from experience, I've worked with so many guys in different situations who have records for minor and major stuff, and they're still great to work with. So yeah, just definitely, it's the depends on the role you're going for, the place you're going to, and also what it is, because everybody's different. So yeah.
Definitely. And when in doubt, just apply anyway. Like, why would you think, oh, there's a potential that could stop me, I won't apply? Instead, just apply and like roll the dice, see what happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what is your best advice for a new starter heading to site for the first time?
Ooh. Depending on the role, what they're going up for. If it's their first time, think about the clothing. I mean, you don't want to be wearing white stuff up there, red dirt stains. Surround yourself with good, positive people. Be prepared. Like, make sure you know what phone coverage you're getting. Ask those questions up there, like, do we have good internet, so that I can keep in touch with my family and friends. Food, and then how you're going to be passing your time after work. I mean, not every night you're going to go to the wedding. Just make sure that you're well rested for those first couple of swings, because you don't want to be burning yourself out. It's just, there's so many things that you could talk about. Yeah, just go for it. And yeah, sorry, forgot what I was saying.
And break in your boots before you get up there. Oh my God,
definitely.
Big one. And take multiple pairs of socks. Like, especially those bamboo socks. Oh my God, lifesavers, those things. And maybe blister band-aids too.
Yeah, I think so. Wash all your clothes before you go. Make sure you're organized. I always used to say, like, take like a few sets of old clothes and pajamas and stuff, but take like a nice set of clothes, like nice jeans and a nice jumper and stuff, if you want to go to the wedding. So, and take your gym clothes. Just make sure you're organized. I was mainly in the kitchen, so I never took food, but I know loads of people do take food and like pillows or pillowcases, stuff like that. Like, a lot of people ask about, I always hear the question, they said I can only take 10 kilos and what am I going to do? It's actually 10 kilos per bag usually when you're first mobilizing to site. So you can usually take a few. So like, utilize that, take as much as you can up on that first swing. And then as you come up, just keep taking drips and drabs of stuff. So you've got stuff in your room like coffee and, I don't know, cereal, or, there's always those nights where you have a few beers and you forget to eat dinner, take it up.
Yep. And like, just following on from that as well, 100% agree. I would take a massive bag up, but before I left, I would get home with my list of what I needed, and I would actually send myself a package up. Like, this is when I was on Barrow, and I was like, 4 weeks away is a long time, so I'm sending all my shampoos and all that sort of stuff up before, so I get up, have a nice little package to open, and it takes the weight down significantly. And obviously, if you're going to site for the first time, wear your uniform and your boots on the plane, because that stuff is heavy. So yeah, if it's not getting sent up there, definitely wear it. Yeah. And what did you find was yours? Speaking of, that was one of my little hacks, sending myself presents. And who doesn't love getting presents, right? But what little hacks did you guys have? I know this is a bit off the cuff, this one.
I used to always ask the boys that worked in the kitchen for me to bring stuff up from home, because they would bring like literally their uniforms and like one set of clothes. They would bring nothing else. So I'd be like, okay, cool. If I just get my housemate to drop you off like a bag, tuck it in your suitcase. So I'd bring up like hair straighteners and all my stuff, like all my heavy stuff that I didn't want to bring up. I'd get the boys to always bring up in their luggage, because they never bought hardly anything.
Yeah. Good old guys, hey, they're so easy. What about you, Liz? What was your best hack?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely that, getting the boys, asking them what they could bring up. And then, so sometimes we didn't have lockers or anywhere to leave our stuff. So I would ask the boys, or, the guys who are still on swing, if I could leave my stuff in their room. Because sometimes you can't leave your stuff in the little lockers that they got, and not everywhere has permanent rooms. So we had to hotel a lot. Yeah. And then I got better at condensing, but in saying that, I was one of those ones who used to bring my own linen. I used to have my own mats and everything. I had a NutriBullet kettle and everything in my room, like it was a little house.
I'm seeing a trend
Loved
with
it though.
Kiwi women doing that. One of my mates had 8 bags. I was like, what the hell? But she was
Yeah.
best mates with the cleaners, so she'd leave them in her store, in their storerooms, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Cool. Well, thanks for that. That's definitely helpful. And tell me, I had a question come in. Person was on their 4th swing and they had gone up to site, and I'm sure you guys are aware of the purple circle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone want to just quickly explain what that is? Jess?
It's the group on site. It's not usually upper management. It's usually supervisors and leading hands and stuff that are all kind of cliquey. And if they don't like you and you're not in that circle and you're not kind of hanging in their crew, then there's usually a lot of drama. There's a lot of kind of dobbing on people for doing things and lots of kind of backstabbing and talking shit. Just general, real bitchy.
Yeah, unnecessary assholes, and
Yeah.
they're usually the ones that are the most shit at their jobs. So
Yeah, they use
kiss ass.
ones that do sweet FA.
Yeah, hard out. Okay, so now that we've given an explanation as to what the purple circle is, one of our mates this week came up and he's like, okay, I've just done my 4th swing, and the purple circle is absolutely rife up here. Pretty much there's one crew that comes in and the main supervisor comes in with that crew and they kiss his ass and cause issues for everyone else. And anyway, the person who asked this question said, the 1st swing is awesome. Everyone gets along. There's no issues. The second week, that all hell breaks loose. There's dobbing, backstabbing. And yeah, our friend was wanting to know, they were basically like, the second week I want to quit every single time, and it's a general consensus among the crew. Obviously they can't go to the supervisor and say, oi, hello, because he's perpetuating the backstabbing and bitching. So what's your best advice for somebody who's in a situation like that?
Oh, well, it's a bit of a tricky one, because they do have avenues for us to go down to get in contact with HR and find all of that stuff out to make a complaint, but not always is that the best road to go down, because people don't want to work with a dobber. So I guess the best way is just, really think about yourself. Like, what's your main goal for being there, and staying focused on it. I know it's hard not to get involved with the drama, but then there's ways of fixing everything. We can talk to other workmates about it, and then if they're keen, maybe we can do it together, like make the complaint or speak to management. But it really does have to be addressed. Like, you can't just go on working in an environment like that. It's not healthy for yourself. So address it either with yourself or talk with somebody that you trust, and figure out how you can move forward from it.
I think to a certain extent you try and ignore it as much as you can and laugh it off and kind of joke with mates that are putting up with it as well, but I think it does get to a point where something does need to be done, because it does become really toxic and it does affect you. Even if you do laugh it off, like having that shit happening all the time and not being able to trust the people that you work with and you're away at work with for so long, it's horrible. So I guess it's talking to workmates that you trust about what's going on, and either making a complaint, maybe going to HR or going to someone above him, maybe a superintendent or someone else within like your company, and like having it addressed.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. I think at the end of the day, you've either got to do something about it, or you've got to work out whether that job is right for you. And unfortunately, the days of punching on out the back aren't. I don't mean unfortunately. I mean, it's probably a good thing that doesn't exist anymore. But back in the day, that did solve some things, didn't it?
Oh, it does. But sometimes it's better.
Yeah, but violence is never the answer. So you need to work out as well what's right for you. And I've seen people in scenarios like that, they change jobs and they get better jobs. So obviously be an adult about it, address it as much as you can, and then work out, is this job right for me? Is this the right crew and environment? But I don't know about you ladies, but I used to have a what was called a hit list, and anyone that I did not, let's say I didn't get along with them, or they didn't get along with me because I was pretty casual and whatever, I'd get along with everyone. I would put out to the universe that they would get promoted and get a better job and piss off. And usually that happened like quite often. So yeah, that could be an option there. Just put it out there, wish them all the best on their new job that they're going to get now. And who knows?
Yeah.
All right. What about this one? Utility roles, permanent or casual? What are the pros and cons? This is for somebody who is going up to site for their very first job, and they got offered a utility role, both permanent and casual, with different companies. So what are your thoughts?
I'd say take the one that's going to give you the most money, because usually that's what it's going to weigh up to. What do you really want to do? Are you going to be doing a bit of everything? Is the role going to be only in kitchen or housekeeping or admin? Which are they? Is it casual, doing a bit of everything? Are you getting a variety, or is the permanent position you're going up to be a housekeeper permanently? So I guess, yeah, what do you reckon?
Yes.
I think it depends what your main goals are. If you don't have, if you want that job security and you want to know that you've got a contract and, and you're happy with the permanent role, wherever it is, housekeeping, kitchen, retail, whatever you're doing. If you're happy with that, and you want that security, then take that. But obviously, if you do want more money and you want the freedom to kind of, maybe you might get to that site and absolutely hate it and not be there, or you might go there as a casual and then move into a different area, because you're moving around. So I guess it really depends what you're doing. Are you going there because you got like a long-term goal, or you got family to support and you need to, have that security, or do you just want to get out there and try everything and make a bit more money? Like, it really depends what you're looking for.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that. When I first started, I was like, nah, I want to stay casual. Went around to all these different sites, and that way you can work out the different sites, the pros and cons. Yeah. You stay out of all the shit basically, because you're not there long enough, and then you get to learn more, do different jobs. And if you're going to get pigeonholed in, let's say, stuck in housekeeping or whatever, if you're casual, then you might be able to go to another site and to get into a different aspect of the utility roles. Yeah. So yeah, go suss out the sites. Like, that's, I reckon, the better way to do it.
Going casual is awesome. I did casual for like my first year and I loved it. I went to so many different cool sites and like met heaps of people. And it is, you stay out of the purple circle then, because no one really cares. You just get left alone to do your job. It's great.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for that. And okay, the last one's on pre-employment medicals. So we've had a person come to us and they were worried about asthmatic, right? She was asthmatic and she was worried about doing the pre-employment medical, how she'd go, et cetera, et cetera. Me being asthmatic, I always used to say, have a few shots of Ventolin before you do the spirometry test, definitely. But yeah, I mean, I never had any issues with that aspect, although that's a horrible test to do with that one. But talk to us about pre-employment medical. What is the hardest part of the pre-employment medical that you think somebody going up to site for their first site should know about and potentially prepare for?
Do some planks. Definitely do some spots. Because I had a friend a while ago I used to work with. She's in her 60s now. She got a job as a camp manager. And she thought, oh, yeah, I've got the interview, I've got the employment medical, and it was via Zoom. She did her medical with a physio, and she was like, I literally worked out for like 45 minutes of that medical. Like, I was doing push-ups, squats, planks, like, and she was like, I could do it all, but like, it can be a lot more physical, I think, than people assume. You're going in to kind of sit in a medical center and like fill in a form and maybe do some tests and, say if you've had any surgeries, but it can actually be really physical depending on what company you're going for.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, same. They're all been so different, and it depends on the role. Like, I think my hardest medical was for a utility role, and I thought that the working offshore would be harder and the TA position would be harder, but it was the utility roles that were the hardcore ones, picking up. Man, I was sore for days, and I was like, I said to the trainer, I go, man, I'm not trying out for the Olympics. Like, I just want a job. So yeah, no, there's so many different medicals out there. So but be prepared. be prepared for it. Practice, do some squats and planks like what Jess said, man. Definitely it will help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God knows how they decide what exercises to come up with as well. Like I'm the same. I went for an admin role and I had to do the plank for 3 minutes and I always died. In fact, I don't even think I did. I was like, mate, seriously, I'm going to go up there to sit in an office all day. But yeah, it's crazy. Some of them are just like, yeah, whatever. And then some of them are super, super hard. So yeah, prepare. And all right, what's the stupidest exercise that you've ever had to do in a pre-employment medical?
Well, probably a plank, because I was going for a chef job. Well, I'm not going to be down on the floor doing planks. Like, yeah, I'm going to be like doing a physical job, but I'm never going to plank at work unless I'm at the gym. Like, I hate them even in the gym.
Yeah. Have you guys ever had to do the duck walk before?
Yeah.
Yes.
What the hell is up with that? Yeah, I was just like, what you want me to do? What? Why? Anyway, yeah, so there can be some real stupid exercises that you have to do. So make sure that you're pretty fit. And of course, check out the video on pre-employment medicals that we've got in our channel. Right, ladies, have you any other questions burning questions that have come up that you think might be helpful for people to know?
The only other thing that's come up a couple of times for me in the last few months is people that are wanting to relocate, and we've discussed this before. So they're putting a WA address on their resume, but their license is from another state, or they're still in another state. And that's come up a couple of times in the last few weeks. And I just wondered your thoughts about that, Alana, about what's the best thing to do in that situation.
Yeah, just obviously move quickly and then change the license over ASAP, because people do move and there can be that lag time between getting the license swapped over. So I just say, get on a plane. And as you know, part of our New Zealand relocation program that we've kicked off, like candidates are coming now from New Zealand and we're getting them jobs before they even step foot on a plane, because we've assisted them with the phone number and the address and they're good to go. So yeah, it just depends on, set yourself up right from the beginning, get that, like, swap over your license ASAP. And yeah, you shouldn't have any issues, because God, every day I'm seeing like, oh, we're screaming for employees, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, really? I think it's your terrible recruitment practices that are causing issues there, where there's a bit of a breakdown. So yeah, definitely. But Lizzie, anything that you've come across, any burning questions from your candidates?
One was just the pre-employment medical, and we covered that. And I just talked about ways of detoxing and being healthy and exercising, and I think it includes just your personal health all around. So yeah, we touched on that. So that was it.
Beautiful.
Really just the pre-employment medicals that people worry about.
Yeah, definitely. So check out that video in our channel on pre-employment medicals, obviously. Cool. Ladies, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with some more burning questions. So if you want to send them through, pop them in the comments bit below, or obviously get in contact with us at info@winwin.com.au. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.
Yeah.